What's up, curly girl? God is good. What's happening? What's happening? I see you. How you doing? How you doing? Yeah, I've just been trying to get a lot of miles out the way. Gotta go 2,200 miles. You good? That's what's up. I got up today and just trying to get as much out the way as I wanted. I could before I came on. Plus the sun is awful hot. Y'all hit that like button, please. Yeah, I'm good. God is good all the time. Feeling strong, feeling healthy. My back a little tight, but other than that, I feel good. Yeah, I'm in Iowa right now. Iowa. What's up with y'all? What up, Nora? What's going on? The great. We out here rolling, making these ends. Where's my destination? Seattle, Washington. Right now I'm in Iowa. Iowa. So it's a pretty long drive. It'll probably take me about 4 days to get there. With that money, yeah, I'm gonna be safe. I'm thinking about it, you know. I'm definitely thinking about it. But I gotta get this money. We got a city to build over there in the mama land. We gotta start with a village first, then we're gonna work our way up to a city. So I've been kind of just going through the internet, seeing what everybody's talking about today, all my favorite people. And this subject popped in my head. Yeah, she is. She the truth. I go to Kenya. I definitely plan to go there and meet with her so I can interview with her. Let her interview me. Definitely got to do that. But yeah, I want to talk about this subject. I believe it's near and dear to everybody's heart. And I call it Albinoid spiritual vampires. Albinoid spiritual vampires. Because that's exactly what's being done on this planet. So if we go back, they haven't really developed any knowledge of their own. And once they encountered us, they saw that we had been here for millions of years, i.e. African people, melanated people. They were able to get a hold to all our ancient knowledge. And now they have it, they're in control of it. They give us the bastardized versions. And they have taken our great knowledge and they're using it in a demonic fashion. Everything they touch has a Trojan horse built in. Why'd you get over? What are you doing? have all our ancient knowledge, and they're using it for demonic purposes, right? And they want to make sure that we never wake up to the point where we can actually challenge them to take possession of our planet back. That's why you've always heard certain people say WS has to get up every morning and put forth the narrative, you know? Basically, WS is refining itself every 24 hours. It's refining itself. And a lot of us have been possessed by it. There's a lot of folks that do a lot of hating on us here in the divided states. And so when you really sit down and analyze, why is this the case? Because we're not really bothering nobody. And how are we even on these folks' radar, considering we don't bother them? And what I think it is, when I really look at it, the fact that we were brought from many different nations here. Angola, the Democratic Republic of the Congo, Ghana, Nigeria, Togo, Benin, Sierra Leone, Liberia, the Gambia, Senegal, right? Now we coming from so many different countries and so many different tribes, and to survive the Middle Passage, to make it to the shores of the hells of North America. But really, we know only the strongest survive that. Then to get here and survive the number of years of slavery. And once they outlawed slavery, and they came up with the bright idea to what's up, Square? When they came up with the bright idea to free us, they inadvertently created an even stronger people, physically and mentally and spiritually, is what came out of it. That's the reason why I think we did so much during slavery. Because you think like other people around the world, melanated people around the world, during the same period of time, what was they doing? What did they invented and given to and gave to the world? During the same period of time, I always say this. It wasn't much. So, either subconsciously or consciously, this is why I think they have a lot of smoke for us. Either they know how great and brilliant we were during this period, or they just totally dismiss it. What up, Joe? I see you. Yeah, they totally dismiss it, or they do realize how brilliant we were. And that's the reason for them always having something to say about us. Yeah. Albinoid devils because why? They have used their propaganda machine to broadcast all over the world a negative image of us, so nobody even realize or know the positive things we have contributed to the world. Who said that? What up, Am? That's what's up. Might be able to spot you in the group in the town or along the beach. Yeah, I'm sure you will be able to. But yeah, I think that's what it really comes down to. And the reason why Albinoid devils have promoted this negative depiction of us around the world, which we've contributed to it, by letting them cast us in those particular roles on television. So we have blame on us as well. And I think the reason why they keep pumping this negative stereotype every day, day in, day out around the world, is because they do not want people to truly understand what we have really accomplished over here. So when we go to other places, we'll have a built-in resistance towards us because of this negative programming, as opposed to if people know the things that we actually created over here, then when we get to other lands, people will be more apt to cooperate and work with us if they knew we were the ones who achieved all this stuff. And I think that's why they make it their business to put out these negative depictions about us day in, day out. That's why they will not give up hating us in this light. So that's why, because I was thinking about this guy who said what he said on Dr. Mooney's show. And it's clear he don't know us. Right? It's clear he don't know us. Because he only talked about negative things. But when you talking to these individuals, they have nothing positive to say, as if we never did anything. And I'm thinking now, either they just flat out don't know, or the fact that we have not had the opportunity to take control of the narrative, so we can put forth the information out there on the truth of what we've actually accomplished in this land, up under the most extreme, right, and barbaric circumstances. We still was able to create. So we are truly the best of the best, whether we realize it or not. In this case, the social engineering failed. They actually breeded superhuman folks. And just think, you had tribes from Angola and tribes from Senegal, they might not ever meet. But these two groups may have been bred together here in America. Or somebody from Togo might have been bred with somebody from the Congo. That's why I can see when they do the DNA testing, especially if you do the ancestry one, you come up with all of that West African heritage. Now I see why. We'll have, 5% from Angola and 6% from the Congo and 7% from the Ivory Coast, and then we'll have 15% from Nigeria, and we'll have 20% from Ghana. weren't able to transport any more slaves here. They got the bright idea to just breed slaves. So they didn't care what tribe and genetic code and all. They didn't care about none of that. Just like, okay, they go a big strong one over there. They go a strong one over there. Bang. Yep. That's exactly what happened. So that means we got to work really hard to change the narrative, because we're fighting an uphill battle. That's why I say we need museums. All you who don't really understand about museums, you all probably haven't thought deep enough. You haven't taken a deep dive. Shout out to BOS or BOA. We gotta take a deep dive on that, because we need places where people can go, especially children, to find out the truth. So we set up museums all throughout West Africa, showing them what their cousins in the Americas done. Yeah. Yeah. I think things, we could change a little bit of that narrative. Yeah. Because I can't see how we're going to do it unless we're going to build radio stations, television stations. Folks don't really read that like that no more. It was all about imagery. So unless we're going to get television stations, then we're not going to be able to compete, because they dominate the airwaves. That's why they got 7,000 channels. Even if we did, we're able to get a station off the ground, it's going to get drowned out by the 7,000 stations that's got nothing on there but demonic programming. We definitely need those museums. Yep, and set it up with the schools so the kids can have it as a field day, and they can come there and we can have, and then I come up with some, you know me, because I'm a creative, so I'm a Piscean, so Pisceans are creatives. So I already been thinking of this. Like, yeah, we can have a museum and we can have the inventions and the inventor, and have the inventor as a wax figure made of wax, along with all the inventions that they named, their name, where they came from, where they were born in slavery, was they born a free man, and a little bit about their bio and the things they made, right? That's what's up. So that's what I'm thinking. And that would really, I think, take off. And then at the end of the tour, we have all that. And at the end of the tour, we'll make up shirts like I have, with all the inventions on there, and the person's names, and a small photo of them, of their face on the shirts. And we'll make the purchase at the. We can make these museums all throughout West Africa, all throughout Africa, period, and make it be part of the museum around all of the nation's historical museums. Yeah, that would be a beautiful thing. That way, they don't get to rewrite the history, and we can start teaching the youth the truth about what we have really done since the fall of our great kingdoms and empires and dynasties. So they don't really just think that we haven't done nothing in the last 400 years other than been colonized and been enslaved. Yeah, and we can bring in short documentaries, short films, right? We can even have some puppet shows in there for the kids, right? Make it really interactive. Yeah, we definitely got to do things to try to combat the narrative that we haven't done nothing in the last 400 years. We have to combat that because everywhere we go, we're gonna be in an uphill battle. Whether we like it or not, folks are gonna give us a hard time because all they think of is that we drug dealers, pimps, gang bangers, prostitutes and twerkers. We're just trouble. We know it ain't true. But we haven't really done much to change the narrative. Okay, we got our YouTube channels, but they won't let them grow like they're supposed to organically because this type of language is too fiery, right? Albinoid devil, he ain't finna let up. Matter of fact, he's doubling down. His numbers are shrinking. Now, he's got to go into survival mode. So, y'all hold on to your hats. His numbers decline. Start getting out the truth. Yeah. The more we get out the truth and the more they decline, the more desperate they're going to become. Because the soft kill weapons is not getting us up out of here fast enough for that liking. Because we're making adjustments. That's what we're doing. We're making adjustments. A lot of us drinking more water. We're doing more exercise. Right? We're staying out the way. We're preventing toxic people from being in our sphere of influence. A lot of us are making the decision to move back to the motherland so we can get out of these cities. Back to Africa and back to nature at the same time. We definitely are doing the right things. Yes, we are. But they're going to step up their attacks. We got to worry about people that look like us because they've been falling for. That's why I said we need those museums. And we can't change the mind of a lot of these adults here or over there, but we can affect change with the children. And from there, we need schools, right? Teach them more advanced sciences at earlier ages. STEM. We need to be teaching STEM at earlier ages. These albinoid spiritual vampires. And if enough of us are doing enough work, there's going to be an avalanche of results happening in the near future and in the distant future. So I would say dream big, people. Imagine being it's up to us. It's up to us. We can't pass to the next existence without leaving the true legacy of what African people have accomplished in the last 1,000 years. And if we don't do this, they gonna come in and rewrite everything. They've already in the process of doing it. And once the next couple generations transition, the narrative is gonna be the albinoid community have built everything of any significance on the planet. And we pretty much was a slave class, is what they're gonna. That's the narrative. Yeah. That's what they want to do. So I would say dream big, people. Dream as big as you can. You have less regulations over there, less bureaucracy, right? Have a lot more autonomy to do the things that you want to do. So you're going to really have to get over there and put the work in. Everybody has a part to play. Yeah. Any questions? I don't want to stay on too long because the sun is beating right on my phone because it's going to overheat. I want to get y'all, any of y'all have answered any of your questions if you have any before it overheats. Questions. African ancestry. If your father has transitioned already, you can use his brother or any of his brother's children, right? And if you're female, you can use your brother if you have the same father. You want to know the father side for the mother's side, use yourself. If your mother has transitioned already, use yourself. You have the same DNA as your mother. So you can just swap yourself for the mother's side if you're female. And if you're female, for the father's side, you can swap your brother if y'all have the same father, or your father's brother, or your father's brother's male children. I'm great. How you? So that's the process you need to go doing this DNA process. Swap yourself if you're man, or if you're male or female, you can swap yourself for the mother's side, maternal side. But for the father on the men side, if your father has transitioned, you can swap yourself. Now on my side, my father's deceased already, so I swap myself, right, for the father's side. And I also swap myself for the mother's side. You are what your mother is. So I was able to swap myself for both sides. Now for the females, you swap yourself for the mother's side or your mother. And then for the father's side, your brother, if y'all have the same father. If not, your father's brother. And if neither one of them are living, your father's brother's male children can be swapped. And then you will have to get authentication if it does come back to Sierra Leone. And then basically ask you questions. What's your relationship to that person? Probably got to produce some type of identification. I'm just assuming that's what you got to do. And then they give you a certified certificate that you can use that, right, present to immigration. But the real, all of them are deceased. Well, like I said, you have to swap yourself in. See, I swap myself for my mother's side and my father's side. Plus, I did my mother. She's still here a couple of years ago. Folks be saying like, oh, this is not this, is not that. I disagree. Like it's not accurate or whatever. Me and my mother has different last names. And we did it 2 years apart. Both tests came back same and everything. So some folks out here saying that the DNA is all fake. Don't y'all believe that? We got different last names. What up, what up? I see you. Yeah, we still got back the same results. I know a few people have been asking me questions about that. But the best thing to do, people, is just pick up the phone and call the company. Pick up the phone, call customer service, and just ask them. That's all you gotta do. We will all learn a lot just by picking up the phone and calling them. So I'm starting to get a lot of those questions now from a lot of, we got a lot of new people coming over. You did? Yeah. Yeah, pick up the phone and just call them. Like I said, we we are accepting 23andMe as well. They're running one for about 99, I believe. Come on, guys. Y'all can just stay on my side now. Make up y'all mind. Either you're going to pass me or you're going to stay right there. Thank you. I'll hurry it up and look a little bit. Shorten up these sentences if y'all want me to read them. Gotta make it short and concise. I'm having difficulty hearing you. I don't see why. Try to turn up your volume. The air conditioning. Well, I gotta have the AC on because it's hot out here. Talking on this. Yeah, I'm talking on this here, so I don't see why you can't hear me. I got the AC running in. You got to hear me over the motor as well. That's where we at with it. Y'all pick up the phone and start calling these people. Get your DNA done. There's no excuse not to have it done now. Whether you're from the divided states, or you're from Africa, you're from the Caribbean, the UK, Canada, no matter where you're from, you need to get it done ASAP. Know where you're from. Yeah, it is. I don't know why. Maybe because the phone is getting hot. Really, you have no excuse. That's why I don't understand certain individuals out here don't want to take the test. We'll at least open up avenues. And it will fill that void of not knowing anything about where your people actually came from. And I have met a few folks that came back 100% from one tribe, so there wasn't no rhyme or reason how they greeted us. I know 2 individuals that came back 100%. On our cell phone, going 80 miles an hour all over here in my lane. I can look over there and see her on my phone. Now she on, look at her, look at her. Got it in her hand. It's a freaking mountain. Can't pick it up. Yeah. But anyway, just wanted to make sure I bring that to you all. We're going to have to put forth more effort into changing the narrative. And if you got to get out of the mindset of just criticizing folks for what they're doing. What are we doing to change the narrative? They have commandeered the airways. There's 7,000 channels out there pumping out this garbage. not going to be able to infiltrate that and make it make a difference. Now, we can do a few things as far as documentaries, maybe some movies. But I'm thinking maybe we could do puppet shows, right? And have really elaborate puppet shows at our museum, as well as wax figures of the folks who have created things. So we can make sure that the kids know and won't be looking at the Albinoid community as if they're some type of superiors. Yeah. So we want to put forth more effort, basically. Everybody. You ain't leave it up to one individual to do stuff. Everybody got to do their part. Yeah. Everybody got to do their part. There's no reason this day and time for you not to know your ancestry. We got the test out there now. There's literally no excuse not to have it, not to know. I want everybody that comes over here, you should know. I feel complete knowing the truth. And being able to go to that land to complete the circle, the cycle. And to see how they keep us ignorant all around the world. Intentionally. Why? Because they're albinoid spiritual vampires. That's why. They need us to survive. If they didn't steal all our knowledge, they probably wouldn't be on the earth right now. Yep. If they hadn't come in contact with us, chances are they'd probably be off the earth now. Because we just explained it. They're brainwashed through the movies and the cinema, sitcoms, commercials. That's why. Tarzan movies, anybody? When they used to show the Three Stooges in Africa, they showed the tribes cooking folks. Trying to make it seem like we were cannibals when who was the real cannibals? You go to Africa, food on the ground. Hey, you go to Africa now, food on the ground. So why would we have any reason to be cannibals? So it's just ridiculous. So I think that's why. And quiet as it kept, we don't want everybody to go anyway. We only want the brilliant among us to go. Let's not forget to say the children donation campaign showing those starving children. Exactly, with flies on their eyes and protruding bellies, looking dusty with no shoes on. Yeah, you may see some kids over there like that, but it ain't like they starving. And that money never got to those never got to those people that they quote unquote was collecting the money for. So yeah, Africa is not meant for all of us. It's only meant for the brilliant, folks who have vision, folks who don't mind working hard, who've been working hard, folks who have developed their intellect. We woke up out of the coma, and in spite of all of the programming, we woke up. So this is definitely a spiritual battle. And we've taken the time to learn who we are, and we're able to go back and contribute, and we're going to create legacies that's going to be just, it's going to boggle the mind. We're going to be right up there with the greats. When you mention Martin and Malcolm, Dr. Clark, Chancellor Williams, you're going to have my name in there. You're going to have your name in there. Because we're going to fulfill what they started. That's why I'm able to take the knowledge that they've left, and with my experience of going over there, and realize, okay, where can we make the biggest impact given the fact that we have very little money? So museums are, to me, an excellent way of doing that. And we get to showcase what we want to showcase. Build that into the school systems, so the school will have a field day where they can come there and spend all day. We're going to have great food. You're going to be able to eat, maybe in the basement or something. Right? We're going to have puppet shows. We may have a little skit about certain situations, wax figures, and we'll have the actual products or facsimiles of the things that our people have created. Yep. And start breathing into the kids now. 2 generations from now, they won't be able to keep this old BS narrative going. They need more cities, so we can put more cities. It's a lot we could do. It's a lot. So we don't need everybody. We just need the brilliant. And the folks who want to roll up their sleeves, and folks who want to go out here and actually earn your legacy. Earn the right to be remembered past this existence. Why come here, grow up, go to school, get a job, pay your bills, and then pass on to the next existence? You didn't leave anything. 2 generations from now, nobody even gonna know who you are. Maybe that might be cool for some of y'all, but it ain't cool with me. It's not cool. So we gotta put forth more effort. Be that change that we really need to see. In spite of all of the demonic stuff that's going on the earth. It still does not give us a pass to do the thing that we know that needs to be done. Okay? We still got to do it. Even though there's a lot of demonic stuff going on the earth right now. But I wanted to bring that to you all. I need to go ahead and use the bathroom. Give me a little bite to eat. I've been going for about 7 hours now. 6 hours, 6.5, 7 hours. So it's about time. Just had something to drink or whatever. So get your DNA done immediately, right? Because we want to know what tribe you came from. Where I'm in Iowa. And then once you find out which tribe you're from in that particular land, do your Google research. Start researching the tribe. Start researching that land. And then ultimately, let's go. If you come back to Sierra Leone, you might be eligible to be able to assimilate back into the culture. And as icing on the cake, you might be able to obtain or to restore your citizenship. Because when our ancestors were taken, they did not renounce their citizenship. So we're still, to me, technically, citizens of the African continent. So really we just need to have it restored. And we're gonna have to go over there and put that narrative in a lot of these countries, in the heads of these countries. We gotta put that in their brain that we didn't volunteer to leave for a better opportunity. We were taken. We never relinquished our citizenship, so we shouldn't have to fight this hard to get it. We should be able to prove the DNA through the DNA testing process, and we should be able to have a fast track to get citizenship in these lands, especially if we want to repatriate. Because the brain dead and the basic among us and the brainwashed are not trying to leave damn Erica or the divided snakes. They're not trying to leave here. They're not trying to leave here, so we ain't worried about them. They free to stay. I have no problem with that. We love you, but we getting up out of here. So I'm gonna go and get up off here. I might come back a little later. I'm trying to have an interview with my Miss Eugenia, so I'm gonna see if I can get her on. But I gotta see how many miles I'm gonna put in today. If she's gonna be asleep, because now I'm out this way. She's over east, I think. So we'll see. If not, I'll try to get her on tomorrow and just pre-record it and then put it up for you all to see. So I'm gonna get up out of here. So y'all know how it is. Y'all know how it is. I love y'all so much. And I would say peace and African Black power. Y'all be safe out there.